This is Marissa for Rissa Rocks It and Design by Geeks. It's always so much fun to anticipate the holidays, and this little countdown calendar is a really fun way that you can count down the days until Christmas. I'll show you how to make this design, and I'll put the link in the video description. Let's get started. Start by cutting your pieces on your cutting machine. There's going to be 3 square boxes, and here I have them in the same color, but if you wanted to do each box in a different color, you could do that. There's also a rectangular box, and then there's several numbers and Christmas icons plus the word days left. This green paper here, that's not actually part of the design. I just have that there so you can see the white against the white background. You're going to start by folding each box along the score lines. And then you're going to repeat that for the other 3 boxes. Then for each box, you're going to place glue on this small side tab here. And then you're going to bring it around to the opposite side. And just hold that for a little bit until the glue sets. And you just want to repeat that for all 3 boxes, plus for your rectangular shaped box. Then you're going to close the top and bottom of the box for each box. So you just fold down the flaps and close the lids. Now, if you want to be able to store these flat, don't use any glue on the lids. That way, when you want to store it, you can just fold it flat like that, and that'll take up a little bit less space. However, if you do want this to remain permanently a cube so that it can't be flattened, if you like, you can use a little bit of glue when you're closing the top and bottom lid. And we're just going to close the top and bottom lid for each of the boxes. Now for the rectangle box, one side is going to be a little bit shorter, so the front is actually a little bit shorter than the top. You just want to make sure you remember which side is the shorter side because you're going to need to know that later when we glue down the words. And if you can't quite tell which is the shorter end and which is the longer end, you could always use a ruler and just measure it and see which one the shorter one is. But you should be able to visually tell. They are similar in size, but it should be different enough that you could just eyeball that, but use a ruler if you can't. Next, we're going to be adding our numbers and icons. So the first box, you're going to do the numbers 0, 1, and 2, and then on the 3 other sides, you're going to do 3 of the Christmas icons. Then on the second square box, you're going to do the numbers 0 through 4 plus the tree icon. Then on the last box, you're going to do the numbers 5 through 9 and the star icon. Then on the rectangular shaped box, that's where you're going to glue down the phrase days left. And you want to make sure and do that on the short side. So this, you can see, is a little bit wider. This one's shorter. This is the side we want to glue down days left. So to use your countdown, what you're going to do is you're going to have your rectangular box as the base at the bottom, and then you're going to place your 3 square boxes on top. And then as you're counting down the days, you would just change each number. so that it's for the right amount of days. And you would just keep doing that until you count down until you get to Christmas. Now with the boxes, you're always going to have 2 numbers and 1 icon, or for single day countdowns, you can do 2 icons and 1 number if you like. So you could either do it like, let's say there's 3 days left. You could either do it as 03, or if you wanted to just have the 3, you could choose one of the icons and do it that way. It's up to you, whichever way that you like better. And you just count those down all 24 days until Christmas comes. Thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas! We hope you liked this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.